at home one day, and I was talking to my mom, and my mom was telling me who she wanted me to marry. And she said, I want you to marry the smartest girl you know. She said, that's what I want. She said, if you marry the smartest girl you know, you're gonna have smart children. And she said, and I promise you, your life would be a lot better if you marry a very smart woman. And I said, well, that's Joyce. And my mama said, well, that's who you ought to be trying to marry.
My mother became a judge in 1983, so I was in 5th grade. And I did not realize how big of a deal it was at the time when she got appointed. And so I just remember her getting appointed. And then I vividly remember my 5th grade teacher, Miss Scribner at Stevens Elementary, who, if I remember right, taught my father as well. I remember she came and said, Jonathan, would you mind telling the class what happened recently? And I was like, nothing. And she was like, what do you mean nothing? And so I told the story of my mother getting appointed as a judge, and everybody thought it was cool. And as a 5th grade student, you don't really realize how big of a deal that is, because we see my mother, first as my mother first, judge second. But the thing is, with her job and being busy throughout the years through her legal career, and the more and more she, was a judge, got appointed to more boards, recruited to do this, recognized for this, she never missed a basketball game. She never missed a baseball game. She never missed a Cub Scout promotional ceremony. She never missed a Boy Scout promotional ceremony. She never missed church. So all the things that a person as a parent would do, her being a judge and the influence that she's had on people and her importance as a job never has interfered with her personal life, being a parent to us and a husband to my father, or a grandmother to her grandkids either.
She's certainly been a trailblazer for women and women of color. She's been the first at so many different things. And she's got a legacy that will be hard to compare to.
I've had to go and look on the Encyclopedia of Arkansas that my father wrote the entry to, by the way, and read it, and just, it's mind-blowing to really take a step back and look at the things that she has done as a judge first, because it's so easy to just see her as family member and mom, but know subconsciously she's done all these things and influenced so many people. But when you really take a step back and remove yourself from it and look at her like you don't know her, it's like, wow, that's a lot. Like that's a lot.
But she's also been somebody who would give a hand up to anybody who needed it or who wanted it. And I think she's inspired a lot of young people to think about their careers in the law and in public service, which is her tenure as a judge. That's a remarkable gift and a remarkable legacy to leave.
She said, why don't you talk about being a mentor to me? Well, I have to say that Joyce has always been a mentor to me also. We've both been mentors to each other, and I think that's why it works so well. Joyce has the highest standards of anybody that I know in my life, seriously.
As a parent to us, always teaching us right from wrong, always treat people kindly and with empathy, always tell the truth. When my brother Jamie and I used to be disciplined, my mother used to actually spank us. And so I know people may find that hard to believe, but we actually got spankings growing up as a kid. And so just recently, as an adult, we have confided in my mother that my brother and I used to put books down our pants, and then we would pretend like the spankings actually hurt when they did not.
She's the same person, the same good person that she's been her entire life. She hadn't let fame or success or fortune or anything change her.
I think when I'm thinking about what makes Judge Warren unique is the fantastic tenure she had as a juvenile judge. That's what she wanted to do, that's all she wanted to do, and that work is really hard. And to have done it as long as she did, spent her entire career there, is almost unbelievable. And I don't think there's a better story than that.